Hello students, good morning all of you. Today I, Rabindra Mohan Misra from Sri Jagdamba Sanskrit College Batho am taking the class of Shastri first. We have seen the critical appreciation of poem All the Words a Stage, explanation from the given poem. Today we see William Shakespeare as a poet. This question is very important for our coming examination. Today we remember Shakespeare as the greatest playwright of all time. However, in his own lifetime, he was equally revered as a poet. Shakespeare is widely recognized as the greatest English poet the world has ever known. Not only were his plays mainly written in verse, but he also penned 115 sonnets, two long narrative poems, and a few other minor poems. Today, he has become a symbol of poetry and writing internationally. Shakespeare published two long poems among his earliest success, Venus and Adonis, and The Rape of Lucrece. His first two books of poetry were reprinted many times. These poems were dedicated to his patron, the Earl of Somerton. Venus and Adonis was Shakespeare's first published work, modeled after the Roman poet Ovid. It is a retelling of the classical myth and classical tale. Venus, the goddesses of love, tries to seduce Adonis, a young hunter, but is rebuffed. Venus, the goddess of love, falls for a young mortal who dies after being attacked by a wild boar. Adonis is then killed on hunting expedition by a wild boar. Readers were titillated by the erotic nature of the poem, and lines from it were frequently excerpted in print and manuscript. Shakespeare interprets the myth comically as well as tragically. For a Adonis continuing resist Venus's desire, the poem is considered an experiment in delicate eroticism. Because of its popularity, other printed poems soon followed. Rape of Lucrece was published in 1594 to great acclaim. His name appeared in the title page of the Passionate Pilgrim, despite the fact that only a handful of the poems were by him. The Rape of Lucrece is also a long poem based on Ovid, but rather more serious and based on history rather than myth. The story is the rape of Lucretia, wife of Collatinus, by Tranquinius Sextus, son of the Roman king Tranquinius Superbus. Devastated and filled with shame, Lucretia stabs herself to death. The poem comments on the problems of masculine violence and institutionalized attitudes towards feminine chastity. Another of Shakespeare's poem, The Phoenix and Turtle, was commissioned to be included in a collection by Robert Chester called Love Martyr in 1601 and Shakespeare's Sonnets in 1609. Venus and Adonis and the Rape of Lucrece are the only works that Shakespeare seems to have suffered through the printing process. Both owe a good deal to Ovid, the classical poet whose writing Shakespeare encountered repeatedly in school. These two poems are only works for which he wrote dedicatory preface. Both are to Henry Wriothesley, Earl of Somerton. This young man, a favorite at court, seems to have encouraged Shakespeare and to have served for a brief time at least as his sponsor. The dedication of their second poem is majorly warmer than the first. In fact, they were more popular in print. Many of the earliest literary critics and anthologists of English language verse cite these two narrative poems because of their exemplary lines. Like his plays, his poems were probably sold unbound or in filmy paper bindings, making their survival unlikely unless an early owner bound them up with other booklets in sturdy bindings. 150 of Shakespeare's sonnets are included in the volume Shakespeare Sonnets published by Thomas Thorpe in 1609. They are followed by the long poem A Lover's Complaint, which first appeared in the same volume after the sonnet. Six additional sonnets appeared in his play Romeo and Juliet, Henry V, and Love's Labour Lost. Shakespeare's sonnets generally focus on the themes of love and life. The first 126 are dedicated to a young man whom the speaker urges to marry, but this man become this man then become the object of Shakespeare's desire. The last 28 sonnets are addressed to an older woman, the so-called Dark Lady, who causes both desire and loathing in the speaker. However, several of the sonnets, if taken individually, may appear gender neutral, as in the well-known Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer Day from Sonnet 18. The linear sequential reading of the poem is also debatable, since it is unclear if Shakespeare intended for the sonnets to be published in this way. Shakespeare seems to have wanted to be a poet as much as he sought to succeed in the theatre. His plays are wonderfully and poetically written, often in blank verse. Shakespeare may also have written at least some of his sonnets to Shampton, beginning in the same year of 1593-94 and continuing to on through the decade and later. The question of autobiographical basis in the sonnets is much debated, but Southampton at least fits the portrait of a young gentleman who is being urged to marry and produce a family. Southampton's family was eager that he do just this. Whether the account of a strong, loving relationship between the poet and his gentleman friend is autobiographical is more difficult still to determine. As a narrative, the sonnet sequence tells of a strong attachment, of jealousy, of grief at separation, of joy at being together, and sharing beautiful experiences. The emphasis on the importance of poetry as a way of internalizing human achievement and of creating a lasting memory for the poet himself is appropriate to a friendship between a poet of modest social station and a friend who is better born. When the sonnet sequence introduces the so-called Dark Lady, the narrative becomes one of painful and destructive jealousy. A scholar do not know the order in which the sonnets were composed. Shakespeare seems to have had no part in publishing them, but no order than other than the order of publication has been proposed, and as the sonnets stand, they tell a coherent and disturbing tale. The poet experiences sex as something that fills him with revulsion and remorse, at least in the lustful circumstances in which he encounters it. His attachment to young man is a love relationship that sustains him at times more than the love of the dark lady can do, and yet this loving relationship also dooms the poet to disappointment and self-hatred. Whether the sequence reflects any circumstances in Shakespeare's personal life, it certainly is told with an immediacy and dramatic power that bespeak an extraordinary gift for seeing into the human heart and its sorrows. Shakespeare changed the world of poetry not only with his prolific use of this new form, but also in deviating from what was a standard content. Instead of romantic fiction written on an unattainable ideal woman, Shakespeare writes to a young man and a dark woman who may or may not be attainable and who arouse conflicting feeling in the Shakespeare. While he may have experimented with the form earlier, Shakespeare most likely began writing sonnets seriously around 1592. What is now known as the Shakespearean sonnet is the English sonnet form Shakespeare popularized. 14 lines of iambic pentameter, a 10-syllable pattern of alternating unaccented and accented syllables. The rhyme scheme breaks the poem into three quatrains, lines each, and a couplet 2 lines. In short, we conclude that William Shakespeare was certainly one of the best poets besides a great dramatist. He has written many love poems besides the series